You don't just exclude anyone from a program because of a pre-existing condition, such as any kind of substance condition or mental health condition. That is not something in the guidelines of our funding that we are funding all agencies within Thurston County to do, that they are not allowed to exclude people.
Hey guys, check this out.
What is it?
Is someone in?
Will individuals with active drug addiction be on site? And will individuals with serious persistent mental illness with untreated psychosis be on site?
Number one, these are funds that are coming through the county. And so I'm going to go for this current question backwards. We operate out of best practices that are set and sent to us. We operate from the direction of our continuum of care, which is the Department of Commerce, which has very specific guidelines around what you can do under the funding. Those come from federal recommendations, and that is best practices. You don't just exclude anyone from a program because of a pre-existing condition, such as any kind of substance condition or mental health condition. That is not something in the guidelines of our funding that we are funding all agencies within Thurston County to do, that they are not allowed to exclude people. For that question. Number two, it is really important to understand that Olympia Mutual Aid Partners are contracted to do what they do best, which is case management and site management of this project. They are not enforcement. So just to be really clear, like, they work on partnerships and communication with partners and neighbors and residents, but they do not have enforcement capabilities.
How many individuals will live in each RV?
I can take that one. So that will be dependent on the RV. There are no RVs on Ensign Road that have more than 4 people living in them. And the ones that we are currently on our list have between 1 to 3 folks that will be living there. So it'll be different depending on each household, but that's what we would expect, with not going over the cap amount at the site, of course. So that's something will be taken into consideration, so we're not going over the 20 to 25 or 20 people.
Is there capacity at the Carpenter Road site to support moving RVs there from other locations? And perhaps, Ty, also, you may want to weigh in on this. Could those 2 FTEs support more people?
We have, working with Public Works while we were planning the site, and with our fire marshal, we determined that in terms of meeting fire code, that the number of vehicles is pretty finite in order to have an access road for emergency vehicles to come through, for service providers such as solid waste, removing the solid waste, servicing the portable toilets, et cetera, and also allowing for at least 20 feet from nose to tail separation between each of the RVs and or vehicles. So each of the vehicles must be separated by 20 feet in order for an emergency vehicle to get between, and to ensure that if for some reason there were to be a fire that were to occur, it wouldn't just hop from vehicle to vehicle. So in meeting fire code, the maximum we can get at this point is 18. So we're not able to accommodate beyond that at that site.
Thank you. And just to clarify, Keylee, the RVs being relocated are only coming from those currently Correct. On Ensign Road, not from any other location.
Correct. This is a direct response to the needs of our regional hospital.
Thank you. And Ty, anything that you would like to add about the capacity to support more people with services?
Yeah. Well, Keylee pretty much said it all, but just as folks know, there's definitely far more than, 18 households living along Ensign Road. So since we don't foresee being able to, relocate everybody from Ensign Road there, pretty sure nobody would be coming from any other site. So it'll really be limited just to those, that part of the population along Ensign Road. And also, but just so people know that like we will be continuing to provide case management and site support services to people living along Ensign Road. So the people that are still there that don't relocate to this site will still be receiving ongoing services and support through our organization.
What is the zoning of this property in question? Chris says, last I checked, it does not zone for an RV park.
That is an excellent question that I would have to, it's not zoned for an RV park, but it is a zone that I'd have to defer to community planning and economic development on that. It is a multiple use zone. However, when we looked at this site in 2019 for the first time when we were having these discussions, it was very clearly a multi-use site. Not zoned for a formal RV camp, but this is not a formal RV camp.
Keylee, can you explain what change was made from the original site plan?
Absolutely. The original site plan made accommodations for the potential of there needing to be a 20-foot buffer on the east side of the encampment for stormwater. As was discussed earlier, that was determined that there's already a stormwater, I'm not going to use the right word because it's not my remediation, already on site. So that was not necessary to address on site. So that made some room. So that created some room for more vehicles. So the original site map could only accommodate 13 vehicles. And they were oriented at a diagonal for that site plan. But with the removal of that 20-foot buffer, we were able to turn them from from diagonal to vertical, and then move them back closer to the fence line on the east side, which opened up more space. We also moved, in the video, that was the original idea of how the staff would be set up. There is a concrete pad at the back end or the north end of that site that is already in existence. And so the staff will be located over there. Portable toilets will be located over there. And the dumpsters will all be located on that concrete pad so that there would not be any necessary site improvements. We would not have to build a concrete slab. It's already there. So we just moved the site amenities for both staff and for residents to that north side concrete slab that also opened up more room for more vehicles. And that's how we were able to move from only 13 to upwards of 18 vehicles on site. So that's what was updated.
Thank you so much. And that application that was submitted is a public document that is available, correct, Keylee?
That's as far as I understand, yes.
Thank you.
And the code of conduct, all of this will be uploaded on the Regional Housing Council site.
How come we were not formally notified about the MOU vote this past Tuesday? Providence people were there. They had reserved seating.
I believe Providence came after we received several comments from several citizens just outlining their concerns. And Darren came just to kind of provide the insight on the impact that Providence is receiving.
Thank you. And I will just add that the Board of County Commissioners agenda is posted on the Thurston County Board of County Commissioners website. Members of the public can view what is on the agenda, what the Board of County Commissioners will be considering, and public comment is always welcome at 2 p.m. every Tuesday.
That's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day.